Hi, welcome to Miami Township Civic Center. Today we are in the Mulberry Room and I am very excited to be here. My name is Lori with Claremont Senior Services. I am the activity leader here, and today we have Julie and Brian. Welcome.
Thank you, Lori.
Thanks for having us.
Hi guys, I'm Julie Cooper and I am a local pool player, but I'm also on the Pro Tour. I'm currently ranked 62nd on the Women's Pro Tour, and I'm in the top 100 women in the United States. I play locally at Rock's Billiards in the Beachmont area, and I play at Michael's. And both Rock and Michael have helped me tremendously throughout my career, so I want to give a big shout out to them. Thank you, Rock, and thank you, Michael's.
Hi, I am Brian Superman Polly, pro-ranked artistic pool player. I'm currently ranked 5th on the World Artistic Pool Rankings and the current World Draw Shot Champion. We've been good friends with Julie, and so wanted me to come down here to do some stuff for you guys. I know not everyone can be out playing here because of COVID-19, so hopefully we'll put together some cool things for you, and we'll definitely can't wait to see you when you come back.
The shot that I just did was the Superman, and what I'm about to do is the half butterfly draw shot, which I am going to hit the 1 ball, draw back into the 7 ball. The 1 ball should go forward, and the 2 should go up, and the 4 should go down. We'll see if that happens. This is the obstacle shot. I don't know if you can see from over there, but the 4 and the 7 are actually in front of the cue ball slightly. So I'm going to break through them and hit the 2 ball, and the 2 should go in that corner, the 1 should go in that corner, the 4 in the side, and the 7 in the side.
Alright, so this is a classic shot that's been around trick shots for a long time. This is called the Parting the Red Sea shot. So what we're going to do is we're going to make the 8 ball go cross side here and not touch any of these balls. What's going to happen is the cue ball is going to hit the 9 ball, which triggers the 8 to go cross side, and the cue ball is going to hit the 4 ball, then get out of the way. Those 6 balls are going to separate just like the Red Sea, and the 8 ball is going to go cross side. Just like that. All right, so this is another classic artistic pool shot, a little tougher shot. It's called the over-under. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna shoot the 1 ball underneath the cue stick into the pocket down there. Cue ball is gonna jump over the bridge, spin underneath, make the 9 ball. Oh, really? Easy ones.
Ha ha.
I figured this would be
There you go.
just like that. All right, so I'm gonna do kind of a crazy shot for you guys. We're gonna jump the 1 ball, the 2 ball, and the 3 ball out of the rack into the pocket. Balls cannot touch the rack. I'm gonna spice it up a little bit. I'm gonna do it one-handed. knows me. All right, so this is one of our tournament shots that I've been getting well known for because I shoot it every tournament. This is called the window shot. So the 4-ball is going to go in this pocket. 2-ball is going to cross bank into this side pocket. 3-ball goes into this side pocket. The cue ball goes through the window of balls. That's only a 2-ball gap without touching them. Spin forward, make the 9-ball. In less than 47 tries. Just like that. All right, so this shot is called the rise up shot. I'm utilizing what's known as a bobble ball. So yes, it looks like an Easter egg, but it's in the shape of an egg because there's some pool games you can play, some target games. It's made as the same material as a regular cue ball, but I do a trick shot with it. So I'm actually going to hit the bobble ball. The cue ball is going to go into the side pocket, and then the bobble ball is going to stand up and spin on its end like a top. That's why it's called the rise up shot. Enjoy. All right, and for my last shot, we're going to do a tandem shot here. Julie has agreed to be my willing helper. So what we're going to do is I'm going to jump the cue ball over her, make the 3-ball and more apart. If I hit her, I'm in trouble.
Mm-hmm. That's all right.
Just like that.
All right, this is one of my tips for you guys. This is my absolute favorite shot in pool, and years ago I did not know how to shoot this shot. I saw people do it all the time and I had no idea how to shoot it. Earl Strickland happened to be in town. I'm from Youngstown, and he happened to be in town and was giving lessons, so I took a lesson from him. We worked on some basic things, and then at the end he asked me if there was anything that I wanted to know how to do. And I told him I wanted to know how to shoot this shot. And he taught me that day, and I've been able to do it ever since. So it's when, say these are my last, or this is my last ball on the table. I guess I could put the 8-ball there, or 9-ball, whatever. And I need to shoot this shot and get shaped down here for the 9-ball. So I'm gonna back cut this ball in the corner with a lot of low right English. So I'm going to hit it with a lot of low right, and it's going to spin into this rail and then spin down here. Okay, let's see if I can do it. Just like that. And
I'll show you a different variation of the shot Julie just showed you. So what she showed you as far as back cutting, coming around and backwards. But what happens if you have something similar to that, like the pockets right here, or there's a cluster of balls and you can't do that? The other way to do that, instead of hitting it with low right, hitting it with a little low and a lot of inside English, in this case would be left. So instead of drawing it over here and back, you're drawing it over, and then the left English spins it around the table to get down here. So you don't want to necessarily draw it straight out, because then you got a tough shot. So doing it this way, it might be a tougher setup shot to spin it around 3 rails, but you got a better shot on the 8-ball. I think that's what everybody wants. It's a better shot on the 8-ball when you got to shoot it. something like that.
All right, Brian.
Julie.
How did you get into trick shots?
Well, my dad bought me a set of VHS tapes. For those of you who are younger, VHS was before DVD. And it was a 3-pack, like a training series. It was Pool the Master's Way and Learn from the Best. And it was such names as Steve Miserak, Pretty Boy Floyd, Jimmy Mattia, and so forth. But there was a video on it called Amazing Trick Shots and How to Shoot Them. And that was by Steve Miserak, Jimmy Mattia, and Ava Mattia. And I thought it was amazing what this video was. And then some years later, it was on ESPN. It was ESPN Trickshot Magic with such names as Mike Massey, Tom Rossman, Stefano Palenga, you know, your household names in trick shots. And I was like, man, this is really cool. I want to try to start doing this. And I played in a Pro-Am tournament in 2014 that Dr. Q put on. It was like Partners Cup. So you got paired with a pro. And I got paired with a good friend of mine now. His name is Jason Lynch. And we got second. So I was like, man, I can actually really do something with this. So in 2015, I played in all pro ranking events that year and then been doing it ever since.
Fantastic.
So how'd you get into playing regular pool?
I guess I kind of grew up playing pool. My dad played. I have 3 older brothers and 2 of the 3 play. And I didn't have my own pool table, but I had relatives with pool tables, so I'd play every once in a while. And one time my dad and I, when I was really young, we were at a place, a restaurant, bar that had a pool table, and we played another gentleman and his son, and I was able to run like 4 balls in a row, and I was like, whoop, maybe I can do this. But I actually started League when I turned 21, so that's when I really started to play, and I was awful. I was an APA 2. I don't know if any of you know what that means, but an APA 2 is not very good. And now I play on the Women's Pro Tour, so it's never too late to learn how to play pool. So I took it seriously, played with a lot of great players over the last 20 years, and just kept getting better and better, and I love competing.
Absolutely. So actually, how about we should say where we got our nicknames at, because we both got 2 nicknames. Because nicknames are a thing in pool. It's like if you're any note of a player, you have a nickname.
I have 2 nicknames.
I only know you as 1.
Well, I have 2.
Okay.
One of my nicknames is the Pink Panther, probably because a lot of people have like animal nicknames. I don't know why, but so it started out like that, and I wore pink a lot. My cue was pink. Everything about me, like I was always wearing pink and black. So my husband actually started calling me the Pink Panther, and it kind of stuck. It's been shortened a little bit. A lot of people just call me the Panther, like my mother-in-law over there. She just calls me Panther. My other nickname is Fireball, which is what you see online a lot. Like if you watch me on the live stream, they'll put Julie Fireball Cooper, and that is because I fire the balls in.
Yes.
And may or may not like to have one every once in a while.
That's the Julie I know.
Yes.
Is Fireball.
Yes, that's what most people know me as. And that actually that name was given to me by somebody on the live stream.
Oh, very cool.
It wasn't even a friend of mine. They just started calling me Fireball and it stuck.
Nice.
So what about you?
My pool nickname is Superman. So how this happened is, everybody who knows me knows I am a huge nerd, and you know that.
I'm a nerd too, but you're a way bigger nerd.
I take it, you know, a lot higher than that. So this was back at a pool room you might have known called Playtime Billiards in Dayton, Ohio. They had a weekly 9-ball tournament, and I was, you know, just starting out, maybe 16, 17 years old, enough so I can drive myself to the pool room. I had a Superman shirt on because my wardrobe kind of reflects my nerdiness. So I wore a Superman shirt, and I finished in the cards. I finished somewhat high, and I was like, hey, I'll wear a Superman shirt next week. And maybe it didn't do so well, but it's like that became my thing. Because I had like 7 Superman shirts, so I was just gonna rotate them. I'd wear it every week. And the funny thing was, there were people there that knew me for about a year of going there, had no idea what my first name was. To them, I was just Superman. So they would even on the speakers like, you know, John Smith and Superman on table number 5. So it just kind of stuck with that. And every time I compete, I wear a Superman shirt underneath my my dress shirt. And when I do like trick shots, I always use like the red, blue, and yellow balls. It's kind of like Superman colors.
That must mean you're superstitious.
Not really, but I just like it because it fits the Superman gimmick. So ironically, in regular pool, there's another guy named Superman called Roberto Gomez. And I met him a couple times at the Super Billiards Expo last year. We had a nice, fun little talk because we both are big Superman nerds. So we basically come to an agreement. He's the Superman of regular pool, and I'm the Superman of artistic pool, so we're not infringing on anything. So we work that way.
So what was your favorite match that you've ever played, or a trick shot, I guess trick shot match?
Probably my favorite match, oh man, it's gonna have to be, there's a tie. So it was the semifinals at the Masters last year. I played, in my opinion, the best tournament artistic pool player. His name is Gabi Bashoiu from Romania. His nickname is Mr. Perfect because he basically plays almost perfect. He was the first one to score perfect in one of our categories, as far as perfect score. And on paper, you know, I'm not really supposed to beat him, but I was within a shot of him pretty much the entire match. So we went down to the last shot. So I was really happy to, you know, hang in there with him. And then probably the other one would be a couple years ago, I played, he's now an internet phenom, his name is Theo Mihilis. We did this at BCA in Ohio a couple years ago.
I remember.
And we had like a little charity match. And he had just played in his first event, and he didn't do so well, so I'm like, I don't think I really have to practice so much for this match. It's just a charity match. He did. And he came out firing, and he was leading the entire time. So I went down to the last shot. I had the last shot. I was down, I was down 6 points. So I picked an 8-point shot. It was a setup shot because he wasn't really good at setups. He's good at like the jumps and the masses. And this is on my first try. I made it on my second, so I got 7 points. I was ahead by a point. He missed all 3 tries. So I beat him by a point.
Oh, wow.
So you want to talk about like the nerves and everything. Yeah. So of course it's my hometown. You know, there's like a lot of people watching. It's being live streamed, and yeah. It's almost like a hill match to where it's like, you know, you're doing this, you're doing that, one mistake, we'll do you in. So what's been your couple like either favorite tournaments or favorite matches?
All right, well, this isn't here for no reason at all.
No.
This is my favorite trophy I've ever won, and it represents my favorite tournament that I've ever won. I actually won the 2011 Valley Forge 8-Ball Championship in Valley Forge, Pennsylvania, which if anybody has ever heard of the Super Billiards Expo, you know that any of those events that John Hopkins, Alex, we might have to edit that.
Alan Hopkins.
I was like, John Hopkins University.
Yes, I was like,
like, that's what I'm thinking of. Thank you.
Alan Hopkins.
Yes. If anybody knows, can we start that over?
All right, so now you've heard my favorite matches. What was your favorite like match or tournament?
This isn't here for nothing, Brian. This is here because this represents my favorite tournament of all time. It's my best win. It's the one that I consider the most prestigious out of all of them. I won the 2011 Valley Forge 8-Ball Championship, which is a tough event. If anybody's heard of the Super Billiards Expo, you know that Alan Hopkins puts on fabulous events with people coming from all over the world to play. So he put on this event. It is the 8-ball event, so it's not the same as the 9-ball event that he puts on, which is the Super Billiards Expo, but it's still pretty prestigious. And it's single elimination format the whole time, so you have to go undefeated to win this. So that makes it even a little bit tougher, I think, in my opinion. But that's my favorite tournament. I love my trophy. Everybody loves my trophy. Everyone takes pictures with it. It's like, yes, it's like the tennis one. And my favorite match that I've played, I was trying to think about that. Last year I was in Bristol, Tennessee at Borderline Billiards, which is Janet Atwell's pool room, and I played in the WPBA event, and I played Lori John. And if you don't know who Lori John is, look her up. She's in the Hall of Fame. She's just a legend in women's pool. And I was pretty actually deep into the tournament, which it was my best tournament that I've had in the WPBA. It wasn't my best finish, but my best play. And it was my first time really playing a legend like that in any of those pro events. So I was really nervous, and I played fantastic against her. In fact, it was 5-5 at one point. I ended up losing the match 7-5, but overall I really felt like I handled myself well and played some of my best pool on a big table, playing somebody like that. And so hopefully I have more of those to come. Obviously we've all been kind of down and out right now. Nobody's really been playing much pool. If you are interested in WPBA events, they are running virtual tournaments right now. So if you like watching it virtually, they're doing, if you just go to the Facebook page, WPBA Facebook page, they're running a ton of virtual events. They're really fun to watch because they're playing the Ghost, and it actually gives you something to practice when you're able to play again. So that might be something you guys might be interested in.
For those watching that may not know the term, playing the Ghost, what does that mean?
Oh, well, it's hard to explain. If you don't know what that means, it just means that you are playing usually a game of 9-ball. Of course, you could do it with any game, but you have to break and then try to run out the rack. If you don't run out the rack, you lose the game. So the Ghost is your opponent. You either have to break and run or you lose the game. The one variation to that is that you are allowed to take ball in hand off the break. So it gives you a better chance at breaking and running because you can place the cue ball anywhere you want to start. So
nice.
That's what they're doing.
Yep, and actually we've actually did a virtual Trickshot tournament a couple months, actually it was about 2 months ago. A TV station in Michigan actually covered it for us. There's about the 6 of us that played in it. I got second in the prelims and I'm getting third in the event, which basically we're using our own shots we have in our program on our home tables. And that was quite fun because my pool table is in a very small, tight room. So some of the shots I actually had to use a junior's cue to shoot, but we still went in.
That's what matters.
Absolutely. As long as you have fun. That's the cool thing about pool. You don't have to be young, you don't have to be old, you don't have to be good or bad or whatever. As long as you have fun with it, that's the best. That's the main thing. So.
Well, couple last comments. Yeah. I was thinking, something that I'm always curious about people in the pool world is what they do for a living, because obviously it's hard to make a living out of pool. I think if you guys actually are pool players, you know that already. So everyone has jobs. And I also like to know what people's hobbies are outside of pool. So Brian, you can go first.
Okay. So I have a 4-year degree in chemistry. I work in an encapsulation company in the R&D lab, research and development. So basically people will send in samples for us to encapsulate, see if it works. So I wear a white coat all day, which is kind of fun.
He said he was a nerd.
Yes, I am a nerd, and this will make even more sense of me being a nerd. One of my biggest hobbies is cosplay. So for those people who don't know what cosplay is, it is short for a term called costume play. So it's, you either make your own costumes or you have people, you commission people to make them for you. So I specifically do, well not always, but most of the time do Star Wars cosplay. So I'm a member of a couple international Star Wars costume clubs. The 501st Legion being the Imperials, the Rebel Legion, which being the good guys, and we go do events around the state. We do like charity fundraisers, we do hospital visits, we'll do movie premieres, Cub Scout Blue and Gold. Last year, before all this happened, we did approximately 240 events. Both of those groups are worldwide, so they're broken down by state and by country. But then I also do other costumes, mainly from Japanese anime, because my wife loves Japanese anime. So, and then the Final Fantasy video game series. So I just did an Ignis from Final Fantasy 15, which is like her favorite character. So I have about maybe 10 costumes in my closet at home somewhere.
Brian's a true nerd.
Yes, I am absolutely a nerd. Excelsior! Your turn.
Well, I am actually a high school math teacher, and
Nerd.
I am a nerd, but I'm proud of it. I'm a high school math teacher. I teach at Grant Career Center in Bethel, and I love what I do. This has been rough on all of us, you know, not being able to play pool. I haven't been able to work. I didn't get to say goodbye to my kids, but we hopefully will be back to normal in the fall. As far as hobbies go, and something I'm good at, I am a crazy couponer. I think that's my hobby. I spend a lot of time couponing and getting things for free, but I do a lot of good with that too. I do make a lot of donations. So, but that's my hobby. That's the only other thing I'm good at, I think. Teaching, math, pool, and couponing. That's all I have. So.
Interesting. I never knew that about you. So.
Yes.
Very cool.
So, we appreciate you guys actually taking the time to watch us. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Maybe we'll be able to get back in person at some point.
Absolutely.
That would be awesome.
It'd be fun.
And if you let me come and play in your tournaments, I just might show up.
And I will definitely come and do a Trickshot exhibition sometime when everything opens back up. I think you guys might enjoy that.
All right. Thank you guys.
Thanks guys. Have a good one.
Bye.